Are you looking to brighten up public spaces with art? Completely redefine the atmosphere of any space, a corporate lobby, a conference, an event, a hotel, residential developments? Today I want to share with you Sedition's experience in facilitating numerous public displays around the world, and to tell you how you and your business can benefit from having one as well. Hi, my name is Rory Blain. I'm the director of Sedition, the world's leading platform to collect, share, trade, display and enjoy art in digital format from the world's leading contemporary artists. Today I want to tell you how you can use any of the art available on Sedition's platform in a public setting. Pretty much every artwork you see on the Sedition site can be used in public. However, the prices you see listed there are for private collectors only. Any public use of the artworks requires a PDL, a public display license. If you buy an artwork or an ArtStream subscription from Sedition, this does not give you public display rights, unless you've arranged a PDL with us first. So I guess the next question is, okay, what is a PDL and how does that work? So, as said, a PDL is a public display license. It's a document that grants permissions and display rights and outlines the terms of the agreement. So in this case, it will contain a fee that you pay to secure the permissions. It will contain the duration, an hour perhaps, a day, a week, a month, a year. It can be completely flexible. And it will contain details of the location where the display can be seen and the content of the artist and artworks included within that display. PDLs are issued to display artworks from Sedition in any public space or exhibition. Any public display of an artwork requires a license. It gives you the rights to present the work, and most importantly, it provides protection for the use of the work. Public display licenses are subject to a fee, and it's negotiated on a case-by-case basis for each client. We work hand in hand with the artist to do this. We're often asked how much it would cost to get a PDL, and there's really no easy answer to that. It's very open-ended. The fees vary very widely, and it depends on a number of different factors. The costs will change depending on the profile and the reputation of the artist, the kind of prices they achieve in the world outside of digital, the number and complexity of the artworks, the location of the display, the audience, and above all, whether or not the display is semi-public, such as a hotel room or an office lobby, or what we call fully public, such as a street-facing screen or an artwork that's been digitally mapped and projected over a building. Licenses are given for set durations of time. The displays are completely bespoke and can be crafted for any requirements you have. A public display license can be issued for any period of time, an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year, or even longer. We've actually issued a few permanent lifetime licenses. The longer displays tend to provide better value for money. A year's display is better value on a pro rata basis than, say, a monthly display. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, okay, so how does it work in practice? How do I actually get a PDL and how quickly can I set this up? Well, the whole thing is very straightforward. Once you send us your inquiry, we normally schedule a call with you to talk through everything in more detail. Within a day or so, we'll send you a customized deck of artworks to choose from. These will be curated to suit your particular display needs and are also made to suit your particular budget. We can provide you with a different range of options at different price points. Once you've accepted the proposal and told us what you want, we sign the agreement, and once payments are received, we deliver the artwork files to you. At that point, your display can start as soon as you're ready for it. Usually it takes only a couple of days for us to turn this around and deliver the files once the payment is completed. The whole process can really be done in as little as 2 or 3 days from start to finish, although ordinarily you're looking at roughly a week. Another exciting aspect of this, you can commission a work directly. If your company wants a piece that is unique and not available to anyone else on Sedition's site and not seen by anyone else in the world at this point, Sedition has set up numerous bespoke commissions. The artwork can be exclusive to you, the commissioning party, so it can become synonymous with you, your brand, or your company. The artwork can be used for marketing, given out as gifts to employees, to clients, or VIPs. It's an entirely bespoke process. If you're interested, please get in touch and have the conversation. As an example of a commission we've done, Marriott International Hotels, a group I'm sure you're familiar with, they commissioned an artwork for their Edition brand of hotel. They commissioned an artist called Matt Collishaw to create a rotating diamond, which is available to see on Sedition's website. That piece was given out to guests and VIPs for the Marriott Hotel. It was also displayed in their lobby and projected over the building during the opening week for that hotel. It also makes up one piece of the nucleus of each of the collections for the various hotels around the world that display Sedition artworks. So it's an ideal example of how an artwork can become synonymous with a brand and the centerpiece for that brand's identity. The price range for a commissioned artwork is incredibly wide. It's like saying how long is a piece of string. It depends on the complexity of the work, the rights that you want to have included within the agreement, the profile and reputation of the artist whose work you're commissioning, various other things. Commission prices start from as little as $5,000 or $10,000 for emerging artists, but can run out into the hundreds of thousands or even millions for the very top end of the scale. All of the artworks on Sedition are available in HD at least, high definition. In fact, the majority of the artworks now are available in 4K. For public displays, we always look for the highest resolution we can get, so we try to deliver the best quality display for anyone in a public setting. For higher resolution than 4K, we can discuss this individually with the artist to create works or get files that are at that kind of resolution. We don't tend to stock these typically on our servers. They take up too much room and it's more than the average display needs. Now, we're also sometimes asked what the point of displaying digital art is when that stock video footage is sometimes readily available on the internet. Well, that's not really the same thing. In fact, it's not even in the same ballpark. As I was describing, if you're getting the files from us, those files are delivered in the perfect resolution, 4K or higher. They've been formatted and optimized for the display and the screen and the place where you're putting them. You can have a range of transitions. Perhaps it fades to black, perhaps the page turns, perhaps there's a title and an interstitial coming up between each artwork and the next. There are very beautiful, very crafted and very curated ways in which we view and present these things. If you're looking at stock imagery on the internet, very little of that is possible. It's often going to be watermarked. At the very least, it'll be fuzzy and buffering. The quality isn't there. Quality is paramount in these areas. Sedition allows you to create a stunning display, exhibitions from artworks by some of the most talented and celebrated creators in the world today. I mean, it's a platform for contemporary art. We aim to present the entire landscape of the contemporary art, from emerging artists who are just being discovered through to the titans of the museum and gallery world. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong in stock images and pleasant videos that you pick up for free online. We love that too. It's just that's not what Sedition is about. Sedition's about displaying the landscape of contemporary art. It is quite literally about putting the Monets, Picassos of today's generation in front of you, the audience. Displaying artworks from the world's leading contemporary artists offers you alignment with one of the most seductive and beguiling fields of human endeavor. Artworks can become indelibly associated with a brand or business, and Sedition can curate a whole collection of artworks to fit any public setting or to create any mood you want to deliver. If you've got an event that you want to enliven and bring some extra excitement to, select an art movement, select a playlist, or just an emotional theme. Let us do the rest. Do you have a hotel? Perhaps you're looking for better art displays in the guest rooms or the public spaces. Curate stunning collections that will capture the imagination of your guests and make their stay a more enjoyable and more memorable experience. You can change the art you're showing very regularly with very little extra cost. No dusty old frames hanging on the wall. You can perhaps even give your guests an artwork. At the end of their stay, give them a memento of their stay with you to remind them of how wonderful things were. Possibly you have a waiting room or in the medical profession somewhere or a dental practice. You might want to distract and relax your patients, move their minds away from the sound of a harrowing dentist drill. Possibly you're an office lobby, a legal collection. Perhaps you want a calming display for the soon-to-be divorced people in your waiting room who will have to face their despicable spouse across a courtroom. You might want them to think about charming, happy, relaxing thoughts. But might not want them to think about romance. Maybe this artwork might not be the most suitable thing. In fact, in those situations, perhaps I'll recommend something like this. But as you can see, any of these locations, or indeed any other location, or any mood, or any purpose, we've got you covered. Any public space is suitable for a public art display. From a wide range of choices, we've done displays in hotels, in restaurants, in lobbies of office buildings. We've done displays in waiting rooms, events, airports, transportation hubs, concert stadiums. There really is no end to it. As many as public spaces are out there, you can have art in all of them. In addition to that, we've displayed art on exterior-facing LED screens. We did a Tracy Emin takeover throughout Times Square in New York City. We've placed artworks onto some of the largest screens in the world throughout Asia, United States, Europe. We've laser projected artworks onto skyscrapers and high-rise buildings in major cities all over the world. We did a projection over the Grand Palais in Paris. The list goes on and on and on, but these are just some of the highlights that we're excited about. Now, as you can see, when it comes to reinvigorating a public space, almost any space can be beautified with Sedition art. You can curate the package of artworks yourself if you want. If you know what you're doing, go to the site, select the art and the artist you're comfortable with, and send us your choices and we'll do the rest. Alternatively, if you're not too sure, if you want to have some professional guidance, we can do this for you. We're a very experienced band of curators. We've done displays in many different cultures and countries around the world. There are places where you don't want to have iconography. In some places you don't want any human figures. Sometimes perhaps everything should be abstract. Sometimes you can't have anything that's flashy or stroboscopic. It's important to be able to distinguish which artworks are suitable for these spaces. If you're not sure, if you'd like some help, say the word. We'd be delighted to help you. As always with Sedition, the art world is your oyster. So what are you waiting for? If you want to start to display public art now, get in touch with us. Specify your needs or just ask for advice on what we think would work. You'll have a stunning, cutting-edge contemporary art display in no time at all. Hopefully now you know how you can beautify your public space with an incredible touch of art. Please do get in touch to have the conversation with us. We love to talk to you about this kind of thing. It's fun for us, and we can talk you through everything in a lot more detail. This was Rory, the director of Sedition, the platform that allows you to collect, share, trade, display, and enjoy digital art from the world's leading contemporary artists. Stay tuned with Sedition.